after the earthquake in Nepal, there was immediately a shortage of certain items. The first one was tents or tarps. There was immediately a lack of tarps in the whole city, in the whole country. There was no more tarps because after the earthquake, 600,000 buildings were destroyed in that earthquake. So people are using it because it's rainy season. People are using these tarps to put a roof over their head so they can sleep underneath these tarps. Well, we decided that one of the best things that we could do for relief work to help the people of Nepal was to supply tents. But the question was where to get tents. And I remember as we were looking around, all the places of business were closed. In the whole capital city, there was no tent that was available. I remember walking through the streets and finding a person, he was selling foam padding. And he had this big roll of foam padding, and he said, I'm going to sell this. But he was charging outrageous prices, and people were coming and trying to buy the padding. But it was outrageous prices. Well, we decided there's no more tents in the capital city. We're going to try to get tents. Maybe we can get some tarps tents from India. So I contacted some friends and called them, and this one hardware store in southern Nepal, he had connections in India, and he said, I could get you some tents. So he said, okay, come to my place tomorrow, and I'll make sure that you have tents. And I said, okay, I need 1,000 tents. Can you have it there tomorrow? So we traveled and went to southern Nepal to this man's hardware store. He had a little hardware store warehouse. Went there, and I said, where are the tents? He said, oh, they're coming. They're trying to clear customs, and they're about 30 miles away. Just wait, they're coming. And so I waited, and I waited, and I waited. And by this time, it's starting to get dark. And I realized that, I won't be able to make it back to Kathmandu. It's now dark. What will I do? What should I do? And I have another truck. So this truck from India is going to stop. We're going to unload the tents from that first truck and then load them up onto that second truck, smaller truck, and go into Kathmandu. So I'm there waiting, and sure enough, finally, about 2 a.m. in the morning, the truck comes and it has my tents. So we unload the tents there, and I had another truck, and we loaded them up onto the second truck, and we start going into the road up into Kathmandu. But the problem was that this second truck driver, he only went part of the way. And he said, no, he's finished. This is enough for him for today. He's going to unload the tents right here on the side of the mountain, and I'm to get another truck driver. He's finished. So okay, so we take the tarps, 1,000 tarps, we unload them from his truck, and I'm discouraged. I said, well, now what do I do? So I call another truck, and the other truck says, okay, I'll be there, but it'll be a couple hours so I can reach there, but I'll come. And I realized that this other truck's probably not going to come till morning. So here I am stuck on the mountainside with 1,000 of the most valuable things in all Nepal, and I'm stuck there without a truck. Well, I sit there and I wait, and as I do that, I contact my friend, which is about 40 miles to the east. And my friend says, a large thunderstorm is headed your way. And this thunderstorm, it has strong wind, it has hail, and it's headed your direction. It's going to be there in a few moments. And I look off to the east. I look off to the west. My friend was in the west. I look off to the west, and I see the sky is just bright with lightning, but yet dark with the clouds. It was the middle of the night, remember that. But you could see the lightnings, and it looked like a ferocious storm. While I'm there on the side of the mountain, I have nowhere to shelter, but I have 1,000 tents. So I said, okay, well, if worst comes to worst, I'm going to take one of these tents and put it over me and try to be protected from this major storm that's coming. I said, but it's going to be miserable, and I haven't slept, I'm tired. And then I prayed, Lord, I'm trying to be of service, I'm trying to be of help here, but what's up with this storm? I said, Lord, couldn't you make that storm just not come here? And so I prayed, and by this time now the wind starts to pick up, and it's starting to, you could feel a couple drops coming, and you say, oh no, and you could feel that there's going to be a ferocious storm and there's going to be hail. Meanwhile, my friend said, yeah, where he came from, there's a couple roofs, the tin blew off, and it was a very bad storm. Well, I know I'm in trouble, and I pray again. I say, Lord, help me. I need your help, Lord. And I can see the storm, the lightning, it appears, oh, the whole sky to the west is just full of lightning. And I'm sitting there and I'm waiting and I'm wondering where this truck is going to come, and I wonder what to do, what can I do now? But then I watch, and that storm, the lightning is there, they're off to the west, and it starts to get closer and closer and closer. But then an amazing thing happened. That storm split in half. Part of it went to the north of me, part of it went to the south of me. Now I'm on the side of this mountaintop. But the storm, I looked to the north, and there it was lightning and thundering and carrying on. I looked to the south, and there was also, you could see the trees were blowing in the wind, and it was raining down, like we say, raining cats and dogs. But where I was, it was dry, and there wasn't much wind. And I looked at that storm, and it was there to the north and to the south, and just after it passed me, it once again joined together as one big storm and continued on, blowing to eastern Nepal. That day I give praise to God because He protected me. God is our protector, like it says in the Psalms. So brothers and sisters, God bless.